Have you ever wondered what wealth building strategies millionaires know that the rest of us don't? I mean, who hasn't, right? Like, you're like, what do they know that I don't? Building wealth is a process that includes multiple components and options, and some are obvious, like creating a financial plan, setting up a retirement account, saving or investing more money. But other ones, not so much. You might have mindset issues, you may have money blocks, or an inability to manifest like you want to, and they're not as easily understood. But the reality of it is when it comes to wealth building, ideally you want to have both that inner game of money, which is more the mindset, the worth barometer, the wealth barometer, and then the outer game, the financial plan, the retirement plan, and the savings plan. So if you want to know what wealthy people do differently when it comes to wealth building, you're going to love today's episode, and you're going to learn what you need to do to secure your financial future and retirement. So stay tuned. Hi, my name is Annette Bau, your host of the Wealth Inside and Out podcast. I'm a certified financial planner and founder of the Millionaire Insider. For over 30 years, I have been advising and researching the top 1% of millionaires, and I am passionately obsessed with money, mindset, and the intersection of self-worth and net worth, and how the two connect and allow us to live fulfilled and wealthy lives on our terms. I'm a Midwestern girl who had a dream, began investing $25 a month 35 years ago, and today have a multi-million-dollar net worth. I teach the tried and true that only someone with over 3 decades of experience advising millionaires would know. This podcast is different, about much more than money. We talk about mindset, success, money blocks, worth barometer, and all aspects of money and topics from practical manifestation, along with real-world how-to and everything in between, with the goal of making your journey easier and more fun. Think of this as coffee, actually matcha tea, learning real-world common sense money and life advice from a BFF that you can start applying today. If you want to create a financially free life you love, you are in the right place, my friend. This is the Wealth Inside and Out podcast. If you're not sure your next best financial step, I encourage you to go take the assessment. All you have to do is go to themillionaireinsider.com/NSF. Today's free resource is our residual income guide. You can go to themillionaireinsider.com/RIG. If you don't have enough money from your investment and assets to live on, I encourage you to download this guide. And if you do, you still may want to download it just to make sure you're doing everything right. But this guide walks you through all the aspects of residual and passive income, as well as ways in which to create it. It's a must read for anyone who wants to grow their wealth. Again, you can access it at themillionaireinsider.com/RIG. All materials and intellectual property are copywritten by themillionaireseries.com. The information we provide is not intended to replace any advisor or specialist or to provide you any investment, financial, tax, retirement planning, or healthcare advice. All participants agree to hold millionaireseries.com and its affiliates harmless for results achieved or not achieved. For today's show notes, you can go to themillionaireinsider.com/48. So the first thing I want you to understand when it comes to building wealth is that there is a traditional wealth accumulation, which includes, setting your financial goals and accumulating wealth over time. And most people get that. They generate their wealth by investing in the stock market, the real estate market, mutual funds, or bonds. They also typically will fund a retirement account, an IRA or a Roth or a pension or a combination. And then many people have non-traditional venues like an online business, a side hustle, affiliate marketing, JV partnerships, or network marketing. You just got to figure out what works for you. I did network marketing for 1 year. The reason I did it was because the product was really beneficial for my advisors. I ran a mastermind for advisors. It was very helpful, but it took me 4 years to sign up because I just never been a proponent of network marketing, but it was an eye-opener. The one thing that I learned from that experience, and I did over 6 figures, so I did enough to at least look at it. And, I still have it. It's with Send Out Cards, and I think they're a great company. It was interesting from an income standpoint that the thing that I did not like about it First of all, I didn't like the hype about not necessarily send out cards, but just the overall industry about, oh, you're going to become a multimillionaire. Well, probably not. But it was almost a little bit too much hype, number one. But number two, the key was you did a few activities over and over and over again. I cannot even imagine like my personality ever being able to do that. It was just boring. And so some people though love that. Like this is what you have to do because you have to grow your business and you have to also get people that are using it. And so you do this and you do this and you do this and you do it over and over again. Not my personality. And so the key when it comes to building wealth is you got to find out what you're passionate about. I am not passionate about doing the same activity over and over again, but some people are. So there's not a right or a wrong. You just got to be clear on that. Regardless of whatever savings plan you decide to pursue, you've got to keep your eye on the target, and that is to create a secure financial future and retirement. And that's what separates wealthy people from everyone else. Financially successful people invest their money in assets and then live on the income those assets generate as compared to others. Rich people and not so rich people, they're spending their money on things such as vacations, toys, entertainment. And the other thing I want you to be aware of is that a lot of people who share wealth building strategies are much more focused on get rich quick schemes. And it can leave you wondering what you should do or what is the right thing to do. So I want you to be really clear that whatever you're doing to create wealth, you've got to create a solid foundation. It's got to include your inner game and your outer game. It's got to include getting the right mindset, getting a healthy worth and wealth barometer, as well as the actions you need to take to create your plan, to create a spending plan, to make sure you've got the right insurance, you've got an investment and a retirement plan, all of those things. So I want to be really clear on that. There is just no free lunch. Yeah, there are a few people who have just been lucky and made a ton of money. That is not the norm. It makes the front page of the newspaper, but it most certainly does not make most people wealthy. So don't fall into that trap. So why is wealth building so critical? Well, the first thing you got to understand is that money and wealth are not the same thing. Money is a physical or digital currency that you earn from working at a job, making investments, or generating revenue from some means. Wealth is the accumulation of assets that grow over time and generate income. Examples include real estate, stocks, bonds, business ventures. True wealth is critical to financial freedom. And I basically think true wealth is financial freedom, but it provides consistent cash flow, freeing you up so that you don't have to be working that 9 to 5 job. You don't have to be selling your time for money. You get to choose how to spend each day of your life. Over time, as your assets grow, you start to accumulate generational wealth, and you're able to not only have wealth for you, but also for future generations, your children and grandchildren. Now, one of the most important things you've got to do is create a healthy relationship with money. One of the things I see with people who are truly wealthy is that they respect it and they understand its value. They treat it like a valuable tool. They're not focused on just throwing it away. Those without money look at money as a means to an end. I earn money, I spend it, I get what I want. I earn money, I need to eat, therefore I spend my money on food and dining out. I work hard, I deserve to enjoy my life, so I spend my money on what I want to. As compared to a wealthy person who says, yes, I work hard and I accumulate wealth, so I don't have to work hard for the rest of my life. You also want to understand the difference between wants and needs, meaning purchasing healthy foods to eat is a need. Eating out 5 nights a week without regard for your budget is a want. Paying your utility bills is a need. Taking vacations is a want. You got to be aware of those. And I find people who don't have money and don't have wealth don't get that. So you got to be aware of that. All right, now let's dive into 5 wealth strategies to transform your financial future. Number 1, invest early and consistently. As I share, the best time to invest is yesterday. The next best time to invest is today, as long as you start. But when we invest early and consistently, we get to benefit from compound interest. I'll link to an article on compound interest, but basically what it means is that you are able to earn money on your principal and interest as compared to just your principal. It's unbelievable the impact of compound interest. And it doesn't matter what you're investing in, whether it's stocks, bonds, mutual funds, real estate. The key is to start as soon as possible, make sure and get the information you need, either yourself or hire somebody. And then you want to maintain a disciplined approach. Investing early can add up and have such an impact on your life. So, number one is important. Two, diversifying your investments. Now, before you begin any investment plan, you've got to become either educated to where you're qualified or you got to hire a professional. Now, a lot of wealthy people do not diversify their investments. Some do, some don't. But this is what I find. This is my experience, my research. And again, I'm just giving you my opinion on what I have witnessed. Again, I do recommend people diversify because most people don't have the money to lose everything. But this is what I find wealthy people do. They focus on a career and they go for it. And it might be owning a business, it might be corporate executive, whatever it is, they choose that and they go for it. They often have retirement accounts that are diversified into other assets, but their primary earnings and other investable assets are typically all in their business, and they're not diversified on that front. Once they retire, then they diversify their investments. They want to spread it out. So they accumulate wealth, one stream, and then they spread it out. Regardless of what you choose to do and what works with you, I encourage you to consider finding and hiring a registered professional that's licensed. They're a licensed investment advisor because they're qualified to give you investment advice. There are so many people out giving free investment advice right now. And what's scary is we've been in this bull market, meaning the market's gone up for 14 years. There are a lot of people out giving investment advice that should not be. They're not registered, they're not qualified. And when the market adjusts, it's going to be a disaster for some people. Don't let that be you. The key as far as diversification is to manage your risk and maximize your return. And you've got to take into account also taxes, as well as different asset classes, industries, possibly geographic regions, all of those things to reduce the market volatility and to make sure that you can weather any economic situation. So again, just pay attention to that because it can be a disaster if you don't know what you're doing or if you have all your eggs in one basket and it goes belly under. I've had probably 3, maybe 4 people who had the vast majority of their money in a stock. And I remember, and I'm not going to say the name of the stock, but I remember the guy came to me, wanted my advice. And this particular stock was a good company, but they had had a legal issue and it had dropped in half. And I said to him, I said, it's a crap shop, but I personally would not sell it. I mean, he could have bought options. There's a lot of things he could have done. We talked about some of the options that he could do. Now, obviously, if you're ever trading options, make sure you have somebody who's qualified. But he sold it. And within a year, it had come back to almost 90% of it. So he lost 50% of his retirement. He didn't end up working with me, but a year later, it was almost back to where it was. Another one had all their money. It was my client, had a lot of it, but then her parents had like 85% of their portfolio in this company who had done really well. And I made her diversify. I'm like, if you're working with me, you got to be diversified. You have too much money in this company. Well, they had an asbestos problem. Literally, the company went bankrupt. Her parents had 85% of their retirement in there. Oh, those things are just not smart. All right, number 3, create passive income streams. Building wealth isn't just about accumulating a large sum of money. It's about generating a steady stream of income that can support your lifestyle without the need for you to actively work. Passive income streams may include rental income from real estate, dividends from stocks, or even royalties from intellectual property. They can provide you a stream of cash that continues over time. Oh my gosh, I love passive income. Annuities are my favorite. Guaranteed annuities, where you put money with an insurance company and then they pay you amount of money every month as long as you live. And then you can buy them where you guarantee a certain amount of payout. So like a 20-year, you die before the 20 years, your heirs will get the money. I love guaranteed income. Absolutely love it. But I also love real estate. I also love stocks. You just got to find out what you're comfortable with. I just like having My monthly income, I like that being guaranteed because, that's what allows me not to have to work and that would allow you not to have to work. So that's what's so great about guaranteed income. 4, live below your means. Now you have to understand it's not attractive or rewarded by others, but it is so worth it. No matter how much money you earn, living below your means is essential for building wealth. And that's one thing that those of us who are wealthy understand. Avoiding unnecessary expenses, making sure you have a good spending plan, prioritize saving and investing can all help you on your journey to becoming financially free and to really mastering wealth building. The key is to remember that the goal is to enjoy your life now, but have a real focus on where you want to be and what you want to accumulate so that you don't always have to be working and so that you can have more flexibility and freedom in the choices you're making. All right, 5, you got to stay informed. The world of finance is constantly evolving and changing, and staying informed about the state of the economy and opportunities as well as risks is critical for wealth building. Take the time to educate yourself. Continue to read our blog at themillionaireinsider.com/blog. Listening to our podcast, themillionaireinsider.com/podcast. All of those things are great. Taking classes can help. You can go to themillionaireinsider.com/MMG for our money mindset guide, or you can go to themillionaireinsider.com/MMM, 3 M's, to access our money mindset mastery. There are a lot of different resources. I encourage you, just stay informed and know what's going on. Right now, I think a lot of people are ignoring everything that's going on because things are so toxic from a political standpoint. But you got to still be paying attention to the aspects of money and finance that are going to dramatically impact your future. Let's look at a couple helpful asset accumulation tips. Little actions create big results over time. Saving even a small amount can lead to something big. Spending small amounts here and there can lead to debt. So you got to be aware of it. I started investing $25 a month 35 years ago. My friends, you have to start somewhere. I can remember, oh my gosh, it was terrible. I can remember being like, I had to watch every penny. And all I could afford was $25 a month to invest. And then I had my life insurance in case something happened to me. So my daughter would be okay. Oh my gosh, crazy times. My friends, if I can do this wealth building, you can too. I just hope you get that. All right, 2, get clear on what you really want and then stay laser focused on making it a reality. We've got to calm our primal toddler brain and develop our prefrontal adult rational brain to be able to do this. Write out your goals in positive declarative statements. I am or I active verb. I am enough. I earn how much? I accumulate how much? 4, simplify your life. Less is more. Stuff complicates our lives and shows the universe we do not know how to handle our money. I love getting rid of stuff. In fact, the home we're building, if we ever get that home built, I'm beginning to wonder. I'm like, honey, we're going to be too old to be building this house. But it's going to be like a minimalist house. It's going to have to be because it's like all windows, because we have such incredible views. And so I'm like, it's going to be so awesome. Just get rid of all this stuff we have. We keep getting rid of stuff. Like we just have massive clean outs and we just keep having them. I'm just like, if you need any suits or you need any clothes, just let me know because I've got plenty of them. We donate our stuff. We don't sell it. And one of the schools where it's a very poor school. It's got a lot of at-risk kids. We donate all of our clothes. And so all my business suits, and I'm like, some of these kids are probably like, oh my gosh, I could never have this kind of a suit. But it really is rewarding to be able to help others. 5, consider hiring a financial planner or advisor or a money coach to help you create and implement your plan. So important. Let's recap 5 wealth building strategies to transform your wealth. Building wealth takes time, patience, discipline, and a long-term perspective. Forget those get-rich-quick schemes. While it may be enticing to take shortcuts or follow those shiny objects, the goal is to keep in mind your long-term wealth creation. This is not about a get-rich-quick scheme. By investing early and consistently, diversifying your assets, focusing in on passive income streams, living below your means, and continuously educating yourself, you're laying a foundation for a secure and prosperous financial future and retirement. And regardless of the wealth building strategies you choose, it's helpful to remember that building and growing wealth does not happen overnight. Remaining steady and committed is what's going to win the game and allow you to create the income you need so that you can live your life on your terms and not someone else's. So there you have it. If you love the content of this podcast, please follow and subscribe to our channel so you get notified of episodes, and also give us a 5-star review and share a comment. We really appreciate it. Congratulations on taking another step to create a financially free life you love. If you're not sure about your financial future or that it's in order, or you are ready to stop worrying about money, or possibly the fear of becoming a bag lady, ending up broke in retirement, or you simply are ready to know your financial house is in order so that you can have a bright financial future, please go to themillionaireinsider.com/NSF. And that doesn't stand for non-sufficient funds. It stands for next step finance. It's the next best step of what you need to do so you can avoid an NSF notice in your future. Again, themillionaireinsider.com/NSF. The number of women who were not broke or poor while working or married is staggering. The entire mission of the Wealth Inside and Out podcast is to ensure you have the information for you, your family, your friends, anyone who's willing to listen to it and apply it so that you can create a financially free life you love. Again, themillionaireinsider.com/NSF. Until our next episode, take one action that will help you create a financially free life you love. I'm Annette Bau, your host. All international copyrights are reserved. Bye for now.